Did Jin BTS redefine luxury fashion? Gucci designer's revelation sparks intense debate. The fashion world trembled when Gucci's lead designer broke his silence, not to announce a new collection, but to deliver a statement that sent shockwaves through the global industry. Jin of BTS, he declared, is not just an ambassador. He is the definition of what luxury will become. The words were not casual praise. They were a manifesto disguised as admiration. But what did he mean by that? And more importantly, has Jin truly redefined the architecture of luxury fashion? Or are we merely witnessing the power of celebrity illusion amplified by digital hysteria? The revelation came shortly after Jin's much-anticipated return to the public eye at Gucci's Milan showcase, where his understated yet commanding presence overshadowed even the most extravagant designs on the runway. Dressed in a flawlessly tailored cream suit with minimal accessories, Jin did not perform for the cameras, he anchored them. Critics described the moment as a stillness that moved. But is it possible that simplicity has finally dethroned spectacle in the world of luxury? Gucci's designer referred to Jin as the embodiment of quiet dominance, a phrase that has since become the center of debate among stylists and fashion theorists alike. Traditionally, luxury fashion thrives on excess. The louder, the better. Yet Jin's aesthetic rejects that very notion. His look is disciplined, almost mathematical in its precision. There are no exaggerated silhouettes or ostentatious logos. Instead, he wields minimalism like an act of rebellion. Could it be that Jin is rewriting the visual language of modern luxury, one restrained gesture at a time? To understand the depth of this transformation, we must look beyond fabric and design. Jin's approach to fashion is not performative, it's existential. He treats clothing not as a display of wealth, but as a medium of energy, emotion, and human connection. Gucci's designer confessed that Jin's presence during fittings changes the rhythm of the room. That might sound poetic, but within those words lies a deeper observation. Jin alters perception. When he enters, fashion ceases to be about clothes. It becomes about feeling, but such influence invites scrutiny. Are we witnessing a genuine evolution of luxury, or has Gucci masterfully orchestrated a psychological campaign around an idol's aura? Some critics argue that labeling Jin as a revolutionary risks diluting the integrity of fashion's creative discourse. After all, can the calm presence of one man truly shift a century-old industry built on spectacle and speed? Or is Gucci using Jin's global persona as a cultural bridge to rebrand itself in an era demanding emotional authenticity? Observers point out that Gucci's shift toward quiet luxury coincided perfectly with Jin's image: subtle, introspective, timeless. But is this synchronicity a coincidence or a calculated rebranding strategy? Marketing analysts note that since Jin's appointment, Gucci's engagement metrics have soared, especially among Gen Z and Asian markets. The Jin effect, as some call it, has become a measurable phenomenon. Yet, this raises an uncomfortable question. If luxury now depends on emotional resonance rather than design innovation, is fashion evolving or surrendering? Still, those who have studied Jin's influence closely insist there is something authentic about his impact. He doesn't merely wear clothes, he inhabits them. His composure conveys a silent narrative that words cannot capture, an aesthetic of presence over performance. Gucci's designer elaborated, Jin wears silence like couture. The statement, both enigmatic and radical, challenges the foundation of visual culture itself. Can silence truly be fashionable in a world that thrives on noise? The emotional weight of this debate reveals something profound about modern luxury. Perhaps the world has grown weary of spectacle, of fashion as theater, of glamour without gravity. Jin's elegance, stripped of pretense, offers a kind of moral relief, a reminder that luxury can whisper and still command attention. His influence compels us to reconsider what sophistication means in the age of viral visibility. Is it about being seen, or about how one is seen? However, skeptics caution against romanticizing celebrity influence. They argue that while Jin's collaboration with Gucci is visually and symbolically powerful, it remains a partnership rooted in commerce. After all, every revolution in fashion eventually becomes a marketing strategy. Could this philosophy of quiet merely be another cycle in the industry's endless quest for reinvention? And if so, what happens when the silence becomes the next form of noise? The implications extend beyond Gucci or Jin himself. If this new wave of emotional minimalism continues, it could signal the end of fashion's obsession with extravagance. Brands might pivot toward authenticity and psychological depth, values Jin effortlessly embodies. But how much of this transformation is real, and how much is illusion? The question lingers like a perfume after a runway show, captivating, but impossible to pin down. In the end, whether Jin BTS truly redefined luxury fashion may not be the right question. Perhaps the real revolution lies in how he made us think about it, how he forced an industry addicted to excess to confront its own reflection. Gucci's designer summarized it best: in a world of noise, Jin reminds us that elegance is not in what we add, but in what we choose to withhold. So now the debate is ours. Has Jin genuinely reshaped fashion's philosophy, or has Gucci simply mastered the art of narrative seduction? Are we witnessing a shift in cultural consciousness, or just another beautiful illusion crafted for the digital age? The answer, much like Jin's quiet gaze, remains elusive, and that, perhaps, is where the true power lies. The question that now lingers in the air is not simply what Jin did, but why the world is so eager to believe that he has redefined luxury fashion. Are we witnessing an authentic cultural shift led by an artist who unknowingly reshaped the concept of elegance? Or are we being swept into a carefully curated illusion designed to manipulate emotion and market value? When Gucci's designer declared Jin as the new face of quiet dominance, was that a statement of truth or a marketing script disguised as revelation? Think about it. In an era where every movement, every gaze, and every outfit can be dissected and amplified across millions of screens, how do we separate reality from performance? Could it be that Jin's seemingly effortless presence is not just natural grace, but a strategic narrative crafted to align with the global appetite for authenticity? The fashion world thrives on reinvention, but reinvention often walks hand in hand with manipulation. So, should we celebrate Jin's impact or question the machinery that frames it as revolutionary? Social media platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter have transformed this conversation into a storm of emotion and speculation. Fans proclaim that Jin's elegance is a form of truth, an antidote to an industry drowning in excess. Yet skeptics insist that we are witnessing another chapter of cultural commodification, where authenticity itself has become a luxury brand. Who is right? And does the answer even matter in a world where perception has more power than fact? Perhaps the more pressing question is, why do we want to believe in this story so badly? Maybe Jin's aura offers something society desperately craves, a quiet rebellion against chaos. In a digital culture addicted to spectacle, his restraint feels like resistance, his simplicity like salvation. But is that feeling genuine?